There's a place you gotta see, a land of discovery, Mystery Island. Come on! Won't you come along with me? Mystery Island, hoo-ha! Mystery Island, hoo.
Hey, boys and girls! Welcome back to Mystery Island. I'm Mr. Tony, here for day 2 of what we can learn and what we can know about God. Remember our theme verse, Psalms 145 verse 1, I will extol you, my God and King, and bless your name forever and ever. Yesterday, remember we learned about how great God was. God is great, the one and only. Remember we talked about Paul going to Athens, Greece. Remember where the Olympic Games started? And we talked about all the Greek gods, or some of the more common ones that we know. And actually, I forgot there was even a goddess, Venus, the goddess of love. But we talked mainly about Zeus, who was the head of the gods. And we talked about Nike, not the sneakers you wear, but the god of victory that was in that time. But we realized that all of those gods are nothing compared to the true great God that we trust and that we want you to know and trust as Savior. So now day 2 talks about not only is God great, but our second medallion, God is almighty. And there's 3 big O's that talk about his almighty. Some old people know the big O is Oscar Robertson, a good basketball player. But there's someone even greater than the big O, the great O, the triple O, is God. Because he's omniscient, means he knows everything. He's omnipresent, means he's everywhere, and he's omnipotent, meaning he's all powerful. So let's continue on our trail. The Bible talks a lot about how God is everywhere, and about God knows everything, and about how God has all power. And God uses many stories and many things that happen in the Bible to let us know about it. I want to talk about one story that is very popular and very common, and it was about this guy named Jonah. You see, back then, Jonah trusted God, and God wanted Jonah to go to a certain town to tell the people basically about themselves. He was going to destroy that town, so he told Jonah, I want you to go to this town and tell them they're not doing right, and I'm going to destroy it. But Jonah was afraid, and he went the other way. Now, Jonah was afraid because he didn't get along with the people in that town. He didn't like the people in that town. They were having some conflicts, so he went the other way. But even though Jonah went the other way, one of those big O's, omniscient, God knew that Jonah went the other way. So Jonah went the other way. He went to another town. Tarsus is where it's called. He went into a ship with guys that weren't connected with him. And Jonah goes to sleep in the ship. The guys are in the ship, and then all of a sudden a storm comes. So they start throwing stuff out of the ship. Storm doesn't calm down. But even as they're nervous and scared in the storm, Jonah's asleep in the ship. So even though Jonah went away from God, God was still protecting him, not going the way he wanted him to go. But in the midst of all that, they found out that the reason that that ship was in the storm was because Jonah was disobedient. So Jonah said, you know what? We're in the storm because of me. I'm disobedient. Throw me overboard. The guys really didn't want to do it. And they kept throwing other things out, but the storm didn't stop. So eventually they threw Jonah over, and then the storm calmed down. So when Jonah recognized that he was wrong and said, you got to remove me in order for things to calm down, when the other men in the ship listened to him, things calmed down. But it wasn't Jonah that caused it to calm down. It was God that caused it to calm down because of one of the O's. Omnipotent, that means that God has all power. So God had the power to cause this storm for these men, and God had the power that once Jonah was tossed overboard, to calm the storm. And even though Jonah was now overboard and probably felt he might have been in trouble, This picture doesn't show, but all these men started praising Jonah's God because of what he did. And when God's omnipotence, meaning all of his power, shows itself, people can't help but recognize who he is. But remember, the omnipotence showed itself, but it also showed his omniscience because he knew Jonah was on that boat. And then Jonah went into the sea. He was swallowed by a great fish. But even in the midst of that fish, Jonah prayed. He prayed a prayer of asking for forgiveness and things along those lines because God, even in that belly of the fish, protected Jonah. He watched over him and he protected him because God knows everything and God is everywhere. So God was with Jonah, even in the belly of that fish. And then there's more to the story about the fish spitting Jonah out and Jonah eventually obeying God, telling the people what they needed to know, and all of those people for a period of time started praising Jonah's God. And that's the same God we talked about day one, the great one and only God. It's the same God we're talking about today, who knew everything because he knew where Jonah was, whether it was the right place or the wrong place. He knew and knew all power because he showed his power by calming a storm, by having a fish swallow Jonah but not be digested, basically. Jonah was able to live. And he was omnipresent, meaning that God was everywhere, because even on the ship, even thrown in the water, even in the fish, Jonah was in the presence of the Lord. And Jonah knew God, so even in the belly of the fish, he could talk with him, and God could hear him and protect him and watch over him. And Jonah prayed to God, and God spoke to the fish, and when God spoke to the fish, it spit Jonah out. And then Jonah did do, like I said, to Nineveh, did what God asked him to do. And that's not the only place in the Bible where we hear about all this power. And God has lots of accounts in the Bible that talk about all of his power. And God has many accounts in the Bible that talks about how he's everywhere all the time. So he knows all about us. He knows all about me. He knows all about you too. He's always present wherever you are. God is there with you. And wherever you are, whenever you need help or strength or support, God's power can keep you as you're going through whatever you're going through. So it's very important to realize and recognize that as great as our God is, he's also almighty, because he's omnipotent, he's omniscient, all-knowing, and omnipresent everywhere. And our verse that reminds us of that is that it's found in Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 27. And that mighty God tells us, "Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is anything too hard for me?" And like I said, it's Jeremiah chapter 32, 27. So God reminds us that since he's God of all flesh, he's got power over everything. Since he is God, he knows everything. Since he is God also, he's not human like us, but he's everywhere. There's nothing too hard for God to do. And what we also want you to know, as we let you know about Mystery Island, as we're finding the treasures that God has for us, is that there's a way for each of us, you also, to get to know that God that has all power, that has all knowledge, and that has all presence, that can be everywhere. So keep your chins up, keep your heads up, because there's a lot more we're going to learn as we go through this island, because there's nothing too hard for God to do. See you tomorrow. Be ready.
O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. Even before a word is on my tongue, you know it all together. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I will praise you. For I am fearfully and wonderfully made.